Welcome to Baron von Porkchop's terrifying tales of the macabre, starring Baron von Porkchop, Baroness von Porkchop, Bean, and Sleazy Tom. And now, here's your host, Baron von Porkchop.
Piggies! Thanks for joining us this week. We have a very special episode for you. Yes, we have the famous, or infamous, Andrew Copp on our television show. Oh, how amazing! Oh, terrifying tales of the macabre will never be the same. Should be here any minute.
He's here now, sir.
Oh, he's here! He's here, Piggies. Bring him in, Bean.
Come this way.
Here we go. There's Andy Copp. Oh, it's so
Baron.
good. Just give me a hug.
Oh, this is
yes.
very good. Thank you.
You can have a seat here, sir.
Are we sure this seat is safe?
Yeah, it should
yes,
be
it's
fine.
quite
Yes.
safe, sir.
Okay,
Sit
I'm
down.
gonna have a seat
Yes.
here.
Very
All
good,
right.
very good.
Well, thanks for having me, Baron.
Yes.
This will be good.
No problem, Mr. Copp. Bean, you can go ahead and leave now.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Pleasure to see
All right,
you.
you take care there, Bean.
Thank you,
Talk to you
Mr.
soon.
Oh, he's a crazy one, isn't he?
I love that Bean.
I love him too.
He's a character.
Yeah, he's a little crazy. I love him. I love him. Oh,
All right, that Bean's a good guy. He takes care of you.
of course.
Can I put my Jambo Juice down here?
Oh, yeah,
The deer won't be nipping at it during the show?
He only nips people he don't like. so-
Okay, well, I don't want him getting drunk off my
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, okay.
So, I heard we're going to watch one of my movies tonight, Baron. Is this true?
That is very true.
Okay, we're not going to be dipping into the archives and watching Headless Eyes or something. I mean, I would prefer that, truthfully.
Oh God, I hope not.
Well, okay,
Just
Headless Eyes is a
kidding.
classic.
I-
I heard we're going to watch Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain.
That's right. That's true.
It's one of my own films. I guess it's a favorite. I don't know. People like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, should I tell the kids at home what it's about?
Piggies, do you want to know what
Do you
the
guys
the
want to
movie's
know
about?
what that's about? Or do you just want to watch it? Should we talk about it? We should tell them. what
Yeah,
it's about.
tell them what
All
it is.
right. It's about a soldier that has post-traumatic stress disorder. He's come home from Iraq, right?
Yes.
And he's a little messed up in the
A
head,
little crazy.
a little crazy, and he thinks he still has to kill people like he was doing in the war.
Oh.
So now he's back at home having to do it.
Mm.
Thinks he's still doing his job.
Right.
So that's kind of the base thing.
Okay.
And we'll take it from there. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay, well, piggies, let's go to Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. Go ahead. Yes, he points.
It's good to see you again, Peter. I missed you.
Missed you too. It was for a good cause, though.
I know it is, but I still miss you when you're away.
Believe me, I miss you too. You've been around those protesters. We don't exactly have access to showers when we're out there all day. We can get pretty ripe.
Do you think that this protesting is doing any good? I mean, really?
I don't know. I mean, this war just seems to rage on and on. More people dying every day. This is the only thing I know how to do to try to stop it. My dad protested the Vietnam War. This whole thing kind of runs in our family.
Lucky you. My dad would rather see me dead than at a protest. He thinks we're all traitors.
I know, sweetie. I know.
But it's getting really cold out here. Do you want to go somewhere else? I didn't think anybody even came out here anymore.
Yeah, this used to be Makeout Central. I guess all the cool kids just have cyber sex now.
That's okay with me. It means we won't be disturbed. Oh, shit!
Don't worry, we're not doing anything. Just be cool. Is there a problem?
Shut the fuck up!
No!
Run!
No!
Just run! Just run!
Peter! Get up! Get up! Get up!
Hey.
Hey, I wanted to come over as soon as possible and see what happened.
You turned me down flat.
It fucking figures.
Yep. End of discussion. You know, I tried to make us some coffee earlier. Took both hands to study it. But I still ended up dropping it. Just fucking nervous wreck right now. I'm just glad I don't have the gun right by me anymore. I would have shot someone through the walls by now.
I know, babe. It gets easier. But what pisses me off is the way that the government has treated you. The government and the VA by turning you down.
I know. It's like I did 2 years over there taking care of their shit. And now they don't even recognize post-traumatic stress disorder as a real thing. What the fuck am I suffering from?
Give it any kind of name you want, any other name. Any name they give it, it's all the same thing. When we come back from Vietnam, they treated us like shit. Now we have a whole new generation of young veterans, like yourself, coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and you're going to be treated like shit just like we were.
I know it. According to that psych profile I filled out, there's not even anything wrong with me. Nothing. But I can't unsee that shit I saw. I'm out on the street and see little kids playing, and it just makes me think of the kids over there just being blown apart. My nightmares are fucking terrible. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I was counting on getting some help for all of this.
Adrian, you need to come and be with us. Lean on us. We're veterans. I mean, you know, my group's really good people. We have young veterans like you. Not everybody's an old fart like me. And we all stick together and help each other.
Do you think you could really help me?
I know we can. And until then, I brought something to kind of steady your nerves. Oh.
I can't pay for that.
You don't have to pay for it. We'll smoke it together.
You're a godsend.
Oh, Biggies! How's that film so far? It's amazing, isn't it? Oh, well, Andy Copp, I have a question for you.
Indeed.
If that's okay.
No, let's fire away the questions.
Okay, well,
Better than a friendly fire like in the movie.
tell me about your debut film that you made back in 1998, I believe?
Debuted in 1998, indeed.
Yeah. Mutilation Man.
Indeed, The Mutilation Man debuted in 1998. But I actually started putting that together in about 1993-94. That movie took 5 years to produce.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was a long, long production.
Wow.
So it was a big chunk of my life to make The Mutilation Man.
Mm-hmm.
It was shot on film,
Yeah.
16 millimeter and Super 8, which you don't hear much about these days.
Super 8.
Super 8, yes.
Oh.
And starred Tarek Puckett and
okay.
Jim Van Bebber,
Jim Van
Dayton's
Bebber.
own Jim Van Bebber.
Yes.
Yes, so it was a big production for me. It was my first film, so it was quite an experience to spend 5 years and learn how to do things from the ground up and spend that long of time putting it together. But it debuted in 1998 at the Neon Movies.
Nice.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, interesting stuff. Oh, Biggies, lucky for you, we have a trailer for Mutilation Man. But it's not really for the piglets, so, you know, you might want to put them away, but go do it. Oh, interesting stuff. hope you enjoyed that trailer for Mutilation Man. Well, I'm still here with Andrew Copp.
You made it through the trailer.
Yes.
It's impressive.
Very impressive. So, Andy Copp,
Yes, Baron.
tell me more about this Mutilation Man.
Well, as I said before, it was 5 years in the making. Was my first feature film after I was ushered out of film school.
Yes, okay.
To put it in nice terms. But it was sort of my big ball of anger. I was an angry young man, angry young man. So I was like, I'm going to show the world. I'll make a feature film. So I made this experimental, angry, movie about a man who travels the wastelands doing shows, injuring himself.
Oh my.
And this was at a time, when people weren't running around with like massive tattoos and piercings, and if you can remember a time, well, most of you can't, when it wasn't such a big deal.
Yes.
1992, 3.
That was taboo.
It wasn't quite taboo, but it wasn't everywhere. You couldn't go to the mall and get a labia piercing like you can now. People didn't have like sleeve tattoos and stuff then. It wasn't everywhere. So it was like this concept was a little more abrasive. It was it was more of an underground thing. So that was my concept. It was based on in a little bit on a story from Kafka called The Hunger Artist that I had read in college about a guy who did traveling shows starving himself.
Oh.
So it was sort of a little bit based in that.
Okay.
But the movie's more about this character trying to confront his childhood and how when he was a child was abused horribly by his father.
Ah, yes.
And so as an adult he abuses himself.
Oh.
And so that's what the movie's really about. And so I spent 5 years.
5 years, that's a long chunk of time.
Yeah, and it was about $10,000.
$10,000.
Which most people, that's not much money, but
Yes, low budget, right?
low budget, but still all self-financed, all
financed?
multiple jobs and loans, and so it was
yes.
crazy times.
So it is.
But so it was a big undertaking.
It sounds like it,
So,
yes.
shot entirely in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh,
So
Dayton,
all
Ohio
in Dayton,
biggies.
Ohio. You can do it in Dayton.
Yes.
So
I must ask. You mentioned Jim Van Beaver before.
yes, Mr. Van Bever.
The Bever, I'm sorry.
Beaver, it's all the same.
I apologize.
Okay,
But
he might come after you, yes.
I'm sorry. I did not mean anything by it. But I know he directed a little film called My Little Satan.
My Sweet Satan.
My Sweet Satan. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm messing everything up.
That's right.
But,
He'll get the devil on you
but-
if you're not careful.
And I heard you were in that film.
I am in My Sweet Satan. Yes,
Yes.
I worked on My Sweet Satan. It was actually right around the same time. That same
Oh.
time period. I also worked on the Manson Family, which was the same time period. So I did special effects, and when I say I did special effects, I assisted special effects on those films. I was not like the main person by any stretch. That was Jim. But I helped him out a lot on his stuff, and knew him quite well at that time. So he, in turn, helped me out, and which is how he ended up in Mutilation Man.
Mutilation Man.
Yeah.
Right. It all comes full circle
Mhm.
right there. Well, I think we're gonna go back to your film, Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain.
If the people at home can take it,
I think the biggies can take it. They've taken much worse.
I think that'd be all right.
Go ahead. Go back to the film.
Hey, Mike.
What up?
Aren't you a little concerned about Dave's display over there?
Well, maybe, but it's Free Speech Week, and I figured that was a good way to handle it. I mean, I don't have to like all the books over there.
But it's important that we have them available for people who want the information.
Yeah, but what if some nutso terrorist comes in here and starts making a bomb? Won't you guys feel a little bit responsible?
Oh, you mean like what happened with that Hitman book a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah, the How to Be a Hitman book that caused so much crap. I remember that. We never did get a copy of that one in the store.
You're still avoiding my question, Mike.
No. Honestly, no. I wouldn't feel responsible. Information isn't something you can lock up and then drip feed to the masses, and then only to those that you think can handle it. There are books in the store I wouldn't sell to kids, but other than that, it's not our responsibility to control the flow of information to the people.
And it's not up to the government either, even though they'd like to think so.
Well, it's like the crap during the Gulf War with the dead soldiers. Did you know CNN was denied coverage? They couldn't show the bodies being shipped back to the United States.
Yeah, and it's the same thing in the current war too. People are being censored all the time and they don't even realize it.
Hell, that's why we own the bookstore. I mean, we love books, but we love that people have access to the books. Right now, freedom of information better be what it's all about.
All right, goodbye, you freedom fighters.
Night.
Night, Steph. Hey, shit, it's closing time, man.
Excellent.
Is there anybody else left in here?
There was one guy, but I think he already left.
Cool. You
I'll
get
get
the
the
lights, I'll get the door.
You're back.
Dave, you didn't even get the lights. Dave? Dave!
The hell, guys? Doors unlocked, lights are on, you guys should be gone by now. Holy shit!
The reason we have these kind of groups that are just veterans is because of things that go on that we talk about that no one else would listen to us. And we can talk to each other and bring up subjects, and we can talk about subjects like your AWOL problem, okay? You're not going to go anyplace else and talk about that, but we'll talk about it. We'll help you get that straight. The other thing that they don't talk about, that's not being talked about, is the amount of suicide that's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan and Kuwait. The military and the United States government does not want the people to know the number of people that are committing suicide because of what happened in the 60s during Vietnam. The people were going AWOL, the people started rioting. They don't want that now. They want you to be submissive and quiet.
Ray, remember when I told you I was coming back stateside? You know, I never got a chance to tell you that story or why I came back. Well, the situation was while I was over there in Guantanamo Bay, you know, guarding prisoners and stuff, there was a lot of abuse going on. No matter who you'd report it to, nobody would do anything about it. You could say something to anybody that was over me. It didn't matter. Whether it was somebody that was in the military working there, they abused the prisoners, or whether it was just somebody walking through, it was abuse, and it was their form of entertainment, and nobody would do anything. So if I didn't come back and ask to be brought back stateside, you know what? I would have went AWOL and I'd been gone. And I just wouldn't have cared. It's that bad over there.
Adrian is going to tell us why she's here tonight.
Well, I went into the military mostly to please my dad. I was the son he never had. He pretty much raised me as a little boy, playing sports and everything. I idolized him. I worshipped him. So it was only natural that when it came time to defend my country, I knew what I had to do.
Considering everything you've been through, do you still think it's worth defending today?
Yeah, I do, but the things I saw and the things we had to do, we weren't defending our country. And now, I have this blood on my hands over something I don't even believe in.
So has the pot been doing you any good?
I don't know. Not really. I don't know what would help me right now.
Are there studies on LSD for PTSD and also peyote?
I don't know about all that.
Well, there's a doctor in the Netherlands that's studying the LSD and its effects on concentration camp survivors from World War II. I just prefer the peyote because it's my Native American background.
I guess I'll think about it, but for tonight I'm just drained after that meeting. I just want to go home, smoke a bowl, and go to bed.
Okay, you need me to walk out?
No, I'll be alright.
Okay, kiddo.
I'll
Catch
see
you
ya.
later.
Shut your fucking mouth, bitch. You scream, you die. What the hell's wrong with this crazy bitch? Maybe she's retarded. I never fucked me a retard before. What are you doing?
You know who that woman was?
You broke my fucking leg!
I'll break the fucking other one too. Shut up. She was a member of the United States military. She served her country for a piece of shit like you.
Fuck that bitch!
Fuck that bitch. You know, that's the kind of attitude that's ruining America. I look at you guys and I wonder if you're not the fucking enemy. Are you the enemy?
Not the fucking enemy. What are you talking about?
Are you the fucking enemy?
We're not your enemy, man.
No. You're the enemy.
You? Fucking enemy. She's a soldier.
Ooh, I wonder if the kids at home are handling Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. How you handling it there, kiddies? I think you can do it. Can you take it? Do you think they can take it, Baron?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're taking... Are you taking it well? I'm taking it well. But all this violence, war violence, and crazy man thinking everyone's a terrorist? Wow. Oh, but I must ask you about another one of your films. A little film called Black Sun. Do you recall that one?
No, I don't remember Black Sun at all. It's kind of a blank spot in my memory. No, it's not true. I can tell you all about Black Sun if you'd like. What do you want to know, Baron?
Well, Andrew Copp, now that you ask, what inspired you to create Black Sun?
Well, Baron, that's a good question, actually, and not one I really understand to this day. There's a lot of weird things that go on in my head, and Black Sun was just one of them.
Oh, good.
I don't really know. Even now, I look back at that movie and only am just starting to grasp things in it and what they mean. It was just a follow-up to Mutilation Man. I was still very interested in experimental cinema, and you know, I was trying to grapple with a lot of demons, I think, and they kind of came out on screen. So it's a movie I don't fully understand yet myself, I think. You know, I don't know. It was just something I was trying to nail down some things in my life, and I think they ended up being Black Sun.
Good. Well, if those blasted god dogs would hush for one moment, we could maybe go to a trailer to Black Sun. Ah, Bean! Go kill those god dogs for me, please!
Yes, sir. I'll kill them for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so, let's go to that trailer. Sorry for the unprofessionalism. I'm sorry. Oh.
911, what's your emergency?
Really deserve to be killed, you know. I don't think God would care too much.
Didn't that trailer look appetizing? Oh, I did notice, Andy Copp, that there were several local, very famous personalities in that film.
There's a lot of known people in that movie.
Tell me about them. Tell me about working with them.
I will. Well, I'll tell you all about it there, Baron. This is probably the movie where I first started to gain a little bit of a repertory company, if you will. People I started working with on a regular basis on other stuff. There's those damn hounds, Baron. I think they've attacked Bean. You might want to.
Oh, poor Bean.
You might want to look into that here after we're done. But yes, we're, the Reverend Tommy Gunn, for example, from Freak Show Deluxe. I had worked with him on some shock theaters before, but this was the first film I worked with on him. Michelle McLaughlin, who people might later be known as Miss Mia from Neon Madness. You might recognize the illustrious Matt Brassfield as a youngster getting his ass kicked in there. Yes,
I wonder who that is.
Very, very entertaining to see that. There was other people from the independent B-movie scene in there. There was tons of people from the local scene just scattered throughout. Joe McKenzie became a regular player in my film, starting in this. He had a role here, and then he went on to work with me several times. This was a film where people started to work with me quite a bit, over and over. A. Ghastly Ghoul's in there, buried under a ton of makeup. So is Jeff McClellan American, also from the A. Ghastly Ghoul show, also buried under a ton of makeup. So there's people that you know from the Dayton scene that they're in that film.
So you made some new friendships, pretty much, right?
New friendships and old friendships. It was a nice melting pot of people that new and old.
A Ghastly Ghoul, yes, a very good friend of the Terrifying Tales of the Macabre. Yes, but I know you're saving one for, last. And I'm not sure why, because isn't Dr. Creep in Black Sun?
Well, Baron, you're partially right, maybe a little confused on this.
Yeah.
Dr. Creep is not in Black Sun.
Oh, okay.
His alter ego, Barry Hobart, is in Black Sun.
Rick Martin tried to explain this to me, but I don't know. Alter egos? I don't know. What is that?
Yeah, Rick Martin may have explained it a little long.
Yes, he's a little extended on his.
Yeah, he got a little into it. But yes, the alter ego Barry Hobart plays sort of the spirit guide, sentient being character in Black Sun. So it's not Dr. Creep, though God rest his soul, he's always with us in spirit.
Of course.
Of course. But it is Barry Hobart that is one of the main roles in Black Sun.
Oh, okay.
That's the deal with that.
I understand that.
No,
okay, thanks for clearing that up.
That's right.
Thank you. Well, Biggies, I think we're going to go back to, what movie we're watching again?
We're going to be watching Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain, and I think there's
That's
some exciting stuff coming up now.
Oh, is there? Yes.
I think so.
Yes, so get ready, get riveted. Maybe pop some popcorn,
Popcorn.
Just don't miss.
Good idea.
Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. Go back to it. Great stuff.
continued my efforts today. I helped a fellow soldier that I saw leave the barracks. She was attacked by enemy insurgents, and I was able to step in and eliminate them. This was my good deed for the day, but there is so much more to do. So many more battles to fight.
I couldn't believe it. I should have been able to do something, but it was blank. I don't know. I mean, I'm taking on guys worse than this, way tougher than this, and I just went blank. I should have been able to take them. I know. That's what's bothering me the most about it. I mean, I've taken on guys way worse than them, taken them out. I know how to defend myself. But when they grabbed me, I just went blank. But is this shit gonna happen every time? Any little time I get stressed out, I'm gonna freak, am I gonna blank? I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for that guy that showed up. I don't know who he was. I think he was a vet too, though. He was wearing an army coat when I saw him earlier out front of the VA. But when I saw him later, he was adamant about me not sticking around, that's for sure. No, I didn't call the fucking cops. I couldn't even imagine trying to explain it to him. They give assault victims enough shit, let alone a soldier, a vet. And nothing happened anyway. Nothing ended up happening. It's fine. There's nothing to even report. No, I'm fine, I swear. Yeah, I'll meet you. Give me about 30 minutes. I'll be ready.
You know we're gonna have to stop meeting like this. It's just getting too cold.
Yeah, it is a little cold, but I like it out here. There's not so many people to deal with.
Hey, have you kept up on the president and the attorney general's stances on all this torture stuff?
Yeah, like sometimes it's alright. Well, I wonder if they'd consider it torture if someone was over their head pouring water on it repeatedly.
You know, I've seen a lot of things overseas. A lot of young kids did a lot of stuff, but you know, we've lived to regret it.
Well, where I was stationed, there was supposed to be a no torture rule in effect, but let's just say the stuff I saw, I just don't know how those guys could do it and still live with themselves. I mean, I know they were following orders, but that has to change you doing that to somebody else.
Killing changes a person. War changes a person.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then tell me where they are.
Who?
The terrorists.
Terrorists? What terrorists? I'm a janitor. I work at a school. I don't know what you're talking about. Please stop. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell me when I hear and this all stops.
I don't know. Listen, me and some of my friends, we have a group. We're an environmentalist group.
You're against America.
We're not against America. We're for America, just like you.
Tell me what I want to hear, or I'm going to mail your fucking head back to your wife and pretty little girl.
Okay.
Are we understood?
Okay, I'll tell you where they are. We meet once a month at 125 Main Street at the Twisty Tree Cafe.
Fucking terrorists are always turn on your own, like a pack of fucking dogs. Us Americans, we wouldn't do that. No, we wouldn't sell out a friend. Fuck. You're a maggot. You're a fucking worm in the shit of the world.
I told you wouldn't know. Let me go.
I can't stop for a fucking terrorist to live.
I told you what you wanted to know. Just let me go. Just let me go.
You know, back when I was in Iraq, some of those terrorists would videotape themselves decapitating Americans, journalists, soldiers. There's a couple that didn't get leaked to the press. So me and a couple buddies would go out to the desert, we'd round up some of theirs, and we'd return the favor. I think an example needs to be made. I think it's going to be you.
Hey, you think you could help out a fellow American?
No, I don't think I can.
No, honestly, I'm not asking for a hand. I'll work for it.
What kind of work you do?
Jack of all trades. I can do anything you need.
And what are you doing here?
I get back from the war. I'm a little screwed up. Find out my lady shacked up with some chotch.
What about your pension?
It wasn't much of a pension. I get back, I got nothing waiting for me. I try and get a job at a restaurant or a store. Nobody wants some vet walking around with a hobble and damaged goods. Plus, half the people you see out here, half these homeless people, they're all vets.
I'm from the war too.
Oh yeah? Where are you stationed?
Iraq.
Well, you're over there taking down Saddam, huh?
Yeah, that was me.
Well, you deserve my respect. Anybody who,
Stand down.
I told you I ain't asking for handouts.
I know. Consider it a late payment.
Thank you.
Oh, Baron, I really appreciate you having me here. I'm having a great time. This is really fun to get to talk about my old movies like this. This is good.
Hello, sir.
Well, hey, Bean, that's really cool to have you around there. It's
it's wonderful. I love your hat, sir.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, Bean, you're really
I'm sorry.
cool.
Am I squeezing too tight,
No,
sir? Okay, I can loosen up a little if you'd like. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
yeah,
it softer?
That's actually kind of nice.
Okay, sir.
I kind of like that. Actually, that's all right. Yeah. Keep doing that. Keep
Okay,
doing that. That's
I'll do
okay.
that.
I kind of
What?
like that.
Is it
Whoa,
hard?
yeah. No, that's good.
Oh.
Well, that's.
Oh, how surprising!
Bean, what are you doing? Stop touching Andy Copp. Get out of here. I can't believe every time, Bean.
Sorry,
get out.
sir.
Get out.
I'll leave.
Out. Go on.
I'm leaving.
Go on. Go. Keep going.
See you later, Bean.
Oh, jeez.
Bye, Mr. Cobb.
I left you $5.
Thank you.
What? I'm so sorry, Andy. I'm so sorry. He's crazy. I don't know what to do with him. half the time he's just... anyways, piggies, just go through some trailers. Oh, gosh.
Evil is defined as a sinful intention that is morally wrong. But what if the boundaries of morality were lifted, created an alternate reality where cycles of life repeat infinitely? The dark overpowers the light, and the absence of God gives birth to a legacy of chaos and animalistic carnage. I thought I had won, but I awoke to find that the cycle had only repeated itself. Prophecy states that he who finds the absolute darkness opens the gates to hell, or closes it forever. I thought I could end the cycle, but then he came.
God! Oh, God! No! God! No! God!
So the dog and the baby can talk? I don't get it. Still funny though. Yeah. It's still pretty damn funny.
Matt and Bruce have been best friends for a long time.
Who the hell was that?
But little did they know that an adventure of a lifetime was waiting just around the corner.
What the hell, man? What the fuck is going on?
I said an adventure of a lifetime is waiting around the corner.
I'm tripping out right now. This is kind of freaking me, dude.
You are tripping out.
What the fuck?
Matt.
He knows my name. He knows my name, Bruce.
Where the fuck are you?
You'll never find me.
Shut yourself, son of a bitch! He's in my head, alright? I'm going to find him. I swear to God.
I'm not there.
I'm going to fucking get his ass. Get him out of my head already. Where the fuck are you? Jesus Christ,
Nope,
man.
not there.
I say he's in my head. I'm going to get your ass.
Not there either.
What the hell, man?
This is going to be great. Coming soon. Matt and Bruce's first time. The first time they've ever smoked weed.
What the
Just think how funny that's gonna be. Warning, after watching this movie, munchies may occur.
This bus is never on time. I'm late for my bio class at least once a week because of this stupid bus. So, you in the Army? Aren't you scared of going over to the war?
I already did.
Oh. How was it?
War. So much as it could be.
I don't think I could do it.
It just teaches you things. Stuff you didn't think you could do before, you know?
It was nice talking to you.
Have you seen the news lately?
No. I try not to watch the TV. Sick of hearing about all the justifications for the war.
You should really watch the local news every now and then.
Why? What'd I miss?
You know, those rapists that they've been talking about.
How do I know about them? I found out the hard way. Why? Did they get caught?
Found them dead.
Shit. Well, I didn't do it.
I didn't think you did. But what about that unknown soldier you was telling me about the other day?
I don't know. I don't know if he did anything or not, but... Well, if he offed them, good riddance to those fuckers. They deserved it.
Couldn't agree with you more. They're lucky I wasn't there, because if I'd have seen them, I'd have shot their asses. So how's that for honesty? Oh, by the way, the food's good. You okay, sweetie?
I think so.
You know there's more to the story than just the two dead rapists. They've been finding bodies all over town. And here's the kicker. A bunch of them have been mimicking a lot of the torture scenarios from Iraq. The Abu Ghraib photos, things like that.
There's a copycat killer from Iraq?
Looks like it.
That's way fucked up.
But what about your soldier from the other night?
No, not him. He just saw he needed help and came through.
Those guys are dead. But it just seems like an awful coincidence, doesn't it?
It's weird. I don't want to think about it anymore.
hope you're enjoying quiet nights of blood and pain. All the, those rapid killer just killing all those people. Oh, it was kind of scary. Oh, but anyway, let's get back to Andy Copp. Hey, there he is. He's petting my stag.
Oh, Baron.
I think I made a
filthy.
funny. I think I made a funny there.
Yeah, no, that's how I got through some of these movies, was petting the stags.
No. No. Anyways, now we've been talking about your film career.
We have.
Yes.
Indeed.
Black Sun, you know, the other one.
That one we don't talk about.
Mutilation Man.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Well, let's get into your television career.
It's true. I've worked in television for 15 years almost.
Oh my! I
Yeah.
had no idea. Well, this is why we have these interviews.
That's right.
Yeah,
I've been there for a long time.
Yes. Well, we were talking about Dr. Creep earlier,
Mhm.
and I know that you worked with him
Yes.
on New Shock Theater.
This is a true statement. A
Yes.
true fact. We did.
Tell me, how was it working with them?
It was exciting. It was a tremendous experience. One of the most fulfilling experiences I've had.
Yes.
And I appreciate you asking about TV, because I've done hundreds and hundreds of hours of TV, including the New Shock Theater, and it's
Yes.
not something I get to talk about much. Working with Dr. Creep was an incredible experience. Myself and my partner Rick Martin, we brought Dr. Creep back to TV in 1999 with the New Shock Theater.
And we are so glad you did.
And I'm glad that you are glad. A lot of people are glad. They always come up to us and we're like, we're so glad that happened. Yes. And it was on the air for, gosh, I don't even remember how long, 4 or 5 years, somewhere in that ballpark. Did 20-some episodes. And
Wow.
it was terrific, because it was like from the get-go with those first few episodes, he was right back on his game.
Wow.
And it was
he's, legend.
He was, and it was like working with that legend, and it was great. Myself and Rick, we co-wrote those episodes with Dr. Creep, and we directed them and produced them, and there were several that were too big to ever get produced, that were too epic in scope. They would have cost too much money, but
Of course,
we
yes.
couldn't buy that many army men and things.
Seeing how much horror hosts make a
Right.
year, yes, I don't think we could do that on our
Yeah,
budget.
the taxation scale on horror hosts is outrageous.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah, but it was a colossal experience, and it meant a lot to me to do it.
Yes, well, besides the New Shock Theater, I know there's other television programs that you're associated with also. Tell us about those ones.
Oh, I for many years, even longer than the New Shock Theater, did a review show, a cult and B-movie review show called Neon Madness.
Oh, the biggies might know Neon
They probably know that show, which was also a website and a print fanzine for many years.
Nice.
And that went on I started that in 98 maybe, 97, 98, and then around there. And that went until 2006, 2007.
So a long period.
Yeah,
So
a long time. For most of that, it was just me in front of a camera with my wall of videos, and I would just review stuff.
Sounds great to me. I love Andy Copp.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. And then in the later period, Michelle McLaughlin, aka Miss Mia, kicked on there and became my co-host, and we did 4 or 5 episodes that were just tremendous. She added a lot to the show, and a lot of sex appeal and a lot
of course.
So it was sort of like having an Elvira co-host with me. It was
yes.
really awesome. But then when she came on, we really expanded it. It was more than just movies. We talked about books, and we talked about magazines, and she had her little area where she bitched and complained about things, and it was nice. So that was one a lot of people, I still get stopped in stores and stuff, and people are like, oh, I remember you. I had a prosecutor for the county stop me once when I was working, and because he had watched the show, and he was like, I saw you on TV and you were talking about Battle Royale, and how can I get that movie? So it's like people watch that. It was awesome.
Is there any way that we could see those again, or is it impossible?
I'll get them together so people can see them. Yeah, there's some of them are on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Some of them are on YouTube. If you go to TOPO872 on YouTube, several of them are on there.
Okay, but can I go back to the New Shock Theater, because I know you can get those too at
It's
the
at the Game Swap
Game swap.
Spit swap, something like
Game
that.
swap.
I think it is,
somewhere in a Kettering area.
In that area, you can probably pick those up. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but we'll get some of that other stuff out there somehow. So, and then I did some other experimental shows called Psychotic Feed.
Psychotic Feed.
Yes, which was just sort of like my original plan for that was I had a box of tapes, and I was like, what if I just randomly cut these up to music and just cut them together, and what would happen?
Ah.
And then I ended up that started in 1998, and I still to this day occasionally do that, and I have 26 episodes of that.
Wow, you can you not get those either yet?
You gotta be in the know to get
Oh,
those.
you have to know the handicap person.
That's exactly how that goes, because now those don't air anymore. They got a little too hot for TV as they went along.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Not for the piglets, is what you're saying.
No, the first 10, 12 episodes are fine. But after that, the box of tapes started to have other tapes involved that weren't probably safe.
I get you.
You follow me.
Yeah, I follow you. Yeah.
Bean was slipping me tapes, I think, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Bean.
Yeah, you troublemaker.
Yeah. So, anything else? Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I've worked in TV, like I said, for 15 years.
15 years? That's a long...
So, I've directed, things that you wouldn't think about. I've directed city council meetings. I direct, events in town. I go, you'll see me hanging out doing, the Blues Fest and the Reggae Fest. And, that's my job.
Just like
so
huge array of things.
Right, I've done, the former mayor's TV show. And so it's like, I'm not all, I love the horror and independent films, but as a job, TV has been my job. So there's, you might be surprised flipping TV one day. You might see my name on something that totally is not what you expect.
Okay,
So,
yes, maybe we will. Maybe we will, piggies.
It's possible.
But I think we're going to go back to the movie.
It's good. Yeah, I think they should go back to the movie.
Probably, yes. Thank you for talking about your television career.
Sure.
But I think we're going to back to the movie. Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. Go.
So did you make the family proud over there, bro?
I tried to. I tried.
What do you mean you tried? You either did or you didn't.
No, I did.
That's good, man, because I don't want any little brother of mine turning out to be some kind of traitor that pussied out on the battlefield.
That's not who I am, man. You know that, Daniel.
I know, bro. I know. It's good to have you back, man.
It's good being back, man. Being back home is nice.
So did you see any action when you were over there?
Yeah, I did. I saw plenty of action.
What was that like for you, man?
I had trouble with it at first, but, I got over it. Like I had to.
Did it make you feel powerful?
What do you mean?
Come on, man. We've been through this before. Might makes right. The only things that are important in life are the things you make matter. You were over there on that battlefield kicking ass because you were making things matter.
I know what you're talking about. I felt good about serving my country, so I feel good about that.
You should feel good about that. You really should. But you can't tell me there wasn't a part of you that felt good about kicking the ass of somebody who was weaker than you. I know when I was over in the Gulf, there was part of me that felt that way. Don't you remember those stories I used to tell you when I came home?
Of course I remember those stories, man. That's all I heard growing up.
Those motherfuckers that we used to take out over there. Shit, nobody could stop us. And nobody should be stopping you.
What do you mean?
Have you taken a look around the country since you've been back? This war that you were over there fighting, what's going on here, man?
I know, man. I have my orders.
Orders?
I shouldn't be telling you this, but over there I was trained to take out dissidents, extract information from them by any means possible, and then terminate them. So I'm supposed to be keeping up the mission over here.
Fucking A, man. Wish you'd gotten that motherfucking dissident that blew me up over in the Gulf.
It's just a kid then, Daniel.
I know, bro. I know. So what is it exactly that you're doing again?
Exterminating with extreme prejudice.
So, how would you know one of these dissidents?
I mean, they trained me well over there. I mean, they told me what to look for. I know what makes someone anti-American.
My little brother. Special ops. That's impressive. Did you tell him about your headaches?
No, man. I managed it while I was over there. I mean, I had a couple spells, but I think the action kept me busy, and, you know, the ones that I did have, I just chalked it up to the flu or something.
That's good, man. That's good. You don't want anybody thinking you're weak, especially with you doing this new mission and stuff, because nobody respects the weak, William.
I know. I know. I know. This is starting to drain me. I knew I would be fighting here at home, but I had no idea there would be this much blood to shed. It seems that everywhere I go, there is a terrorist, traitor, or dissident to take care of. I will do my job until it is over. I have to do that. I promised I would. But it is getting harder and harder to do. I have continued to follow the female soldier I had helped a few days ago. I'm beginning to worry about her. I've seen her going to the veterans meetings, but she is spending a lot of time with someone I suspect is an informant. I need to watch them more to be sure.
Roll over. Do it or I cut you open. Hold still.
Honey, what are you doing? Oh! else.
I don't want your money.
You didn't hurt her, did you?
No, not yet.
Don't you fucking think about hurting her.
What? You gonna kill me? You fucking lush. I'm surprised you woke up at all.
Yeah, I'll kill you.
So, are you just against America or is that your cover story?
What?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Just take what you want.
I got the information on the terrorist activity in the area, and I know you have it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your friend, the school teacher, gave you up. He said you were a part of the terrorist organization, and I want that information!
I'm not part of a terrorist organization.
Yes, you are! I saw the stickers on your car. I know you're part of the covert operation to disenfranchise America.
You're fucking crazy.
I'm not crazy! I'm a fucking patriot! I fought terrorists all over the fucking world, but you know what was the worst? The parasites hiding here in America. The ones like you. I served my country. Fighting, watching my friends die, so people like you can turn it to shit.
There's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you, but you got the wrong idea. I'm not a terrorist. I don't hate my country. I'm a patriot just like you. I support the troops.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I know what you are.
You don't have to kill me.
It's too late for that.
I'll do anything you want. You don't understand. I'll do anything you want. Anything. I'll make this worth your while. I'll let you fuck me. You can fuck me. A big, strong soldier like you should know how to fuck.
You couldn't do that to a prisoner.
Don't think of me as a prisoner. I'm not a prisoner because how could you lie to me when you're inside me? If I was your prisoner.
You're a prisoner of the United States of America. I couldn't do that.
No. You can do anything you want to me. You don't understand. Come down here. I've always had a thing for soldiers like you. A man in uniform. All you have to do is untie me, and we can get into this bed. You can do anything you want to me. Anything. Come on, baby. We can do anything. You can fuck me. Let's do it. Anything you want to. Things he could never do. Just untie me.
Stop it! Stop it! Just die! 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 Die!
Piggies! Welcome back! We're still here with the amazing, the beautiful Andy Copp. Yes. I think we're going to touch a little bit on his other movie that he has. We're going back to the film, went to the television, we're going to go back to the films. I think we're going to touch on the Atrocity Circle a little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Atrocity Circle.
I will tell you all about the Atrocity Circle. The Atrocity Circle has an interesting genesis, actually. It started as another project. My former distributor for The Mutilation Man, a company that used to be called Sub Rosa Entertainment, had this line of films that were going to be extreme films. They wanted underground filmmakers to make extreme horror films for extremely low to no budgets. That was kind of the key there. They were gathering people together and having them make these no-budget horror films.
Right.
I was, since I was already involved with them, I was one of the people that was asked to do this.
Right.
So I was tapped to do it and was starting to make a film called Her Name Was Samantha.
Okay.
And that was the beginning of this project. But there was some bad blood, we'll say, going on with the distributor at that point with their handling of Mutilation Man.
Right.
So the contract on that got terminated. But since there was a mediary in there, the people that made the film Scrapbook, Eric Stanzi, who was a good friend of mine, was kind of producing that whole series. And I'm still good friends with them, that whole crew. He was nice enough to kind of step in and say, look, you can still have all of your, intellectual property back.
Right.
It just has to have a different title.
Of course, yes.
Right,
Yes.
since they kind of owned the title we were working on. So, Her Name Was Samantha became the Atrocity Circle, and I was allowed to finish it on my own.
So you're saying it was originally Her Name Was
Samantha, which is actually, that title was a reference to one of my favorite filmmakers, Roger Watkins, who made Last House on Dead End Street, had a porno film called Her Name Was Lisa. And so it was kind of a reference, like a wink and a nod to him. So we unfortunately couldn't have that. But
that's very fascinating. It's fascinating to see your inspiration for that film, Atrocity Circle. But I'm dying, if you will, to know the plot of Atrocity Circle. Please tell me. I need to know.
okay. Well, see, this is what we've got. The Atrocity Circle was once again part of that whole extreme underground horror series. So what they wanted was something that fit that mold. So it's a rape revenge movie, not unlike I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what it's about is a character who is in his 20s in med school,
Right.
and because he's in med school, has an experience that triggers a repressed memory. And that repressed memory is when he was a teenager, he saw his friends gang rape someone.
Ooh.
Yes, who happened to be a close
Nasty
friend of
business.
theirs. Yes, it's an unpleasant business. But now that he remembers this, he sets out to find all of the people that he was formerly friends with and make them pay for what they had done. Or what they had did. That's some poor grammatical English going on there.
It doesn't matter.
But you know how that goes. So that's the basic plot of it. But of course, in doing that, he finds that a lot of these folks have grown up to become very unpleasant people in their adult lives, even dangerous. And so it's not what he expected. And the movie is not what you expect. It goes places that a lot of people don't. It's actually my best reviewed movie. It's a movie that has gone a lot of places. It's played at a couple film festivals. Did well.
Oh, it was in several festivals. That's very good. I mean, that get your name out there quite well then. Yes, and I also heard that the author of Nightmare USA gave it an amazing review. Is this true?
It's true. Yes, Stephen Thrower, who was the author of Nightmare USA, the book you just mentioned, was doing press for that book, and that's an amazing book, by the way. If people at home haven't seen or read Nightmare USA, please do. It's amazing. But when he was doing press for that book, he was asked if there was any modern films, modern horror films that fit the grindhouse aesthetic, that had that modern grindhouse 70s feel. And he, you would think he would mention Hostel or whatever.
Right.
But instead he mentioned The Atrocity Circle.
Amazing.
Yeah, totally amazing.
Yes.
You know, this little tiny, $500 movie.
Ooh.
And he said that it was the only film he had seen in recent years that truly fit the grindhouse aesthetic and the feel of a true 70s grindhouse film.
That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
it was one of the best things people had mentioned about the movie.
Great.
So.
Oh, that's amazing that you got such a great review. Oh, I know what the biggies want to see. They want to see a trailer of Atrocity Circle. And then after that, we will go back to the feature film, which I believe you know what it's called. Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. Go on. Get out of my face.
When I was 17, I saw a rape happen.
Get down there. Come on. You just sit right back there. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Right, hurry up. Get in. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, shit.
Go. There we are. Get some. Take a look, motherfucker.
It's time to pay up. I know you remember raping.
Then I guess you're gonna die in your own mansion.
Wait. Oh, God, no.
Why you'd even want to, or why you'd even care after all of this time. You know, you could have had a normal life, but no, you wanted to come and make something of yourself. Let me tell you what, you're not some superhero, you're not some masked avenger, you're just a scrawny little miserable runt, puss ant just like you've always been. And now, not only are you gonna pay for it, but so is everyone else you've ever loved.
Ray. Hi. I want to do that peyote ceremony. I gotta do something to change this all. Can you set it up for me? Okay. Well, thank you. Get back to sleep. Bye. So, what's this gonna be like?
It's gonna be free. It's gonna feel like you're flying.
So it's basically some glorified acid trip.
Only if you go into it with that attitude. You gotta reach down inside your spirit, get your spirit guide to come out, and let your spirit guide you.
So you've done it before?
Oh yeah, I'm glad I did.
Well, I guess I'll do it then.
There you go. And take that and just relax. So did you see anything?
I saw the soldier that helped me. I think he's hurting like me.
So do you think that helped you any?
Yeah, a little, I guess. I just feel really weird about the whole thing.
Usually the first time can be scary, weird.
Scary and strange is exactly it.
Okay, kid, are you going in?
Yeah.
All right. You need me to go up with you?
Nah, it's alright. Thanks though.
Okay.
I'll see ya.
Later.
Bye.
enjoying Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. But I have the director here, Andy Copp. Yes, yes. Oh.
Would you mind for a second, Baron, if we talk about what is actually my favorite of the films I have directed?
Your favorite one?
My favorite one of the films I have directed.
Well, now I just need to know what it is.
It is Nephew of Shaft.
Nephew of Shaft?
Nephew of Shaft, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of a little scene masterpiece, I think,
Yes.
of my work. It's a short film.
Short.
And it was made actually for my public access work.
Yes.
It was I did a dinner for DATV one year, and for that dinner we had to do segments that were like throws to the awards. It was like, you know, this little moment would throw to an award and someone won an award.
Oh,
and so, you know, it's kind of one of those things. And instead of doing that, instead of like having somebody go, oh, and you've won Best Spiritual Producer, I made a little movie around it. So every moment was a scene of the movie. And I decided I was going to make a blaxploitation film.
No, okay, yes.
You know, the second love of my life, blaxploitation films. So I made Nephew of Shaft, and I used people that I worked with and volunteers at DATV as the cast. And it has this little whole political anti-corporate thing going on, you know, because at the time that, you know, we were starting to feel the heat of AT&T looking down our shoulder trying to get rid of public access.
Oh my!
And it's great. It's one of my favorite things. It's funny. It has all the blaxploitation references.
Nice.
You know, it's a treasure trove of that stuff, and I think it's the most successful of my films because it does everything it sets out to do. But because it's funny, it has all the blaxploitation stuff, but it's political and it's very entertaining. But it's short enough that it doesn't outstay its welcome. So it's like my favorite of my stuff.
Great. That's so interesting. I didn't even know.
It's not one people have seen. It used to be on YouTube, but because it has copyrighted music in it, it keeps getting removed.
Copyrighted music.
Yeah, I know. But it couldn't work without it. It's like, you know, if you didn't have like the Shaft theme and all that stuff, it just wouldn't be the same. So,
Yes.
so it's one that, you know, if people want to see, it's out there if you know where to look.
Yes, which would be.
I don't know if I can say that or not, but just you got to know where to look.
Yeah, you got to know what it looks.
You know, but it's out there. So Nephew of Shaft's my favorite of my films.
Well, there you have it, piggies. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Favorite film of Andy Copp that he's made?
Nephew of Shaft.
Nephew of Shaft. Yes. Well, now I must know that we got
the big question of the day.
The biggest question of the night, even.
That's right.
What inspired you to make Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain?
Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain came from two things. One, the Atrocity Circle was quite successful.
Ah, yes.
It was quite successful.
As you said before. Yeah.
Like I said, it got in some festivals. It was the only DVD I ever put out that sold its whole run.
Yes.
So I can't say it made a lot of money. It made a little bit of money, but it got good reviews. People liked it.
Yes.
So I had to follow it up with something quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha ha, quickly. Didn't happen.
No, yeah.
But people were wanting something else from me. So I wanted to do another sort of 70s style, grindhousey sort of thing. So
Give the people what they like.
Exactly. So I was going to do, you know, a slasher sort of film, a giallo sort of thing. Two, this was during the height of the Bush administration, the height of the war in Iraq. And I was pissed off. I'm not happy about it. And I was not happy about, you know, soldiers coming home and not being supported and what was going on with that. So what a lot of people didn't know at the time was that soldiers were coming home and their benefits were gone. It was like
terrible.
Yeah, it was very terrible. And so, you know, we had kids going to war for our country, but then coming home and not having their psychiatric benefits and their health benefits, and I was irate. But I don't have the funds to go make a documentary about that. I don't have the means to do it. What I do have the means to do is make a horror film about it.
Yes.
So that's what I did.
That's what you're good at.
And it's what I'm good at. So that's what I did, and that's what we had.
Good.
So.
And that's what came out of it. Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain.
That's what we came out of it. Quiet Nights. And you know, it's a weird movie. The reaction to Quiet Nights was not what I'd hoped for.
No. Yes.
It was not what I'd hoped for.
Mixed feelings.
Mixed reviews. Very mixed. Very mixed reactions. I think that my cast is really good. I'm very happy with my cast in the film. I think that Lauren, who plays the psycho, is very good.
Yes.
And I think Amanda, who plays his nemesis, who plays the female soldier, is terrific.
Okay.
But I think reviews to the movie were very hurtful.
Hurtful?
Hurtful, yeah. And they singled out my cast especially, and that really...
That's not very nice.
It was not nice at all. I mean, if people had singled me out for myself for things, which they didn't. I got singled out for my script a lot, and my script got great marks in almost all the reviews.
Right.
But they singled out my cast unfairly, which kind of pissed me off.
Understandably,
yeah,
yes.
and I think it was unfair all the way around. So that was one of the things that with this movie that is stuck in my craw, is I really think that the reviews were unkind in an unfair way.
Of course, yes.
And this is the first time I've talked about that publicly
really?
there, and it really is. So
well, that's good.
If people
get some emotion out of it.
I wish that people had been more fair. Not if they said it was a bad movie, that'd been okay. But they singled out my cast unfairly, and I've always been upset about that. And so it's not sold as well as the Atrocity Circle,
right?
Because it's not a tits and ass movie. And
that's not all there is to a movie.
No, and you know, I mean, I'm okay with that. I love those kind of movies, Barry. Don't get me wrong, and I don't mind making those kinds of films. But this wasn't that movie. This was a very serious subject, and I tried to be that way. And the reviews reflected a lot of anger that it wasn't.
Right.
Which was very strange indeed.
Right. Yes, it sounds like it's very close to your heart, the subject matter.
It was. It was. I went about this in a very serious manner and didn't get a lot of return for it.
Yeah, didn't get a lot of serious return for it. Yes.
No, which was sort of it's been a sad thing for me. So hopefully the next project down the road will rectify that in some way.
Yes.
But I'm proud of Quiet Nights. I'm proud of what it is.
Okay. So. Good. Yes, I'm sure the piggies are loving it too, aren't you?
I hope
the
so.
piggies are loving it. They love everything I do. So.
I think so. I think they will like it.
Yes. All right, piggies. So, let's go back to the end of the film here. Get ready for it. It's Quiet Nights of blood and pain. Go.
Glad to see you're awake. You're wondering where you're at? Well, I'll tell you. This is the place I take people to question them. It's my little interrogation chamber. I'm gonna take the gag out now, but you have to be real quiet for me, okay? Because if you don't, I just have to start hurting you. Remember, quiet like a mouse.
You killed Ray.
Who's Ray?
He was my friend and you killed him.
The guy you were with? Yeah, I'm afraid I did. He was associating with the unsavory type of people the United States government wouldn't approve of. So he had to go.
He was a good man. A good man.
No.
He was a veteran.
He was a veteran?
Yes.
No. Now you're just trying to tell me that to trick me.
No. He served in Vietnam from 69 to 72. He got a Medal of Honor.
I don't kill fellow soldiers. Okay?
You just did.
No. My mission is to eliminate the dissidents. That's my job. God damn it.
Then why am I here? I'm a soldier too.
Because your loyalties are in question.
Loyalties to who?
The United States of America?
The United States of America doesn't care about its soldiers. They're not loyal to us.
How do you mean?
If they cared about us, why would I be here? Why would we be here? We served our country and to come back and fight for ourselves. Look at us. Would we be here if our government cared? You're sick and you don't even know it. We've been left to come back on our own after the war. It's taken its toll on us.
Why do you say I'm sick?
Look at you. Your nose is bleeding. Fuck. You're pale.
No.
You keep holding your head because it hurts. I know.
You're trying to trick me.
No.
Yes. They all try to trick me. I've had the best try to trick me. It doesn't work. I never stop. My mission is what's important. No.
Whatever you're gonna do, don't do it. You said you wouldn't hurt another soldier. Don't hurt me.
You were seen with people that might be considered dissidents, so I have to get their information.
Those were other veterans.
I have to know the truth.
It's all in your head.
Looks like we're about to start this.
No!
Listen, this is going to be your last chance. Do you know of any terrorist activity?
No! You don't have to do anymore. You don't have to do. See, you are sick.
Why are you making me do this to you?
No one's making you do this. No.
Where are your friends?
Ah! No! Oh!
piggies! The end of Quiet Nights of Blood and Pain. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Oh, it's such a great film. Oh, and thank you so much, Mr. Andy Copp, for coming on my show and talking with me.
Well, Baron, thank you so much for having me here. I loved being here. This was awesome. I loved talking about my career and that you were willing to show this much maligned film. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, I loved being here. I love you and I love the show. Thank you so much.
So, Andy Copp, I have 2 more very pressing questions for you before we leave. Alright? The first is, what are you working on, if anything, right now?
Well, Baron, I am indeed working on a film right now. I've been working on it for almost 2 years, and it is, believe it or not, one of the most serious projects I've been working on ever. It is called Church of the Eyes, and it is another experimental piece of cinema, almost like the 3rd piece from Mutilation Man to Black Sun to this one. Ooh. And it's a partnership with a guy named Kevin Jones, who's a musician from Indiana. He came to me with this project and we partnered up. And it is almost a rock opera experimental film, if you will.
Oh my.
About a guy whose girlfriend dies in a car accident, and because he is in such deep spiritual despair, he sets out on a journey to find and kill God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Serious stuff.
Serious stuff.
Serious.
Yes. So that's my project right now. We've been struggling with it for 2 years. It's an immense project.
Dear God, you have taken from me everything I have ever loved. And now, I'm coming for you.
Andy Copp, that is exciting news, piggies. Did you hear that? Church of the Eyes. Ooh, sounds sinister, almost. Yeah, it's very serious stuff. Oh, but, Andy Copp, this is the question I've been waiting for. This is the second question in a series of questions that I had to... Okay, I'm rambling. Anyways, the question is, how was it working on The Boys in Blue? The 1982 film, The Boys in Blue. I have to know. I know you were in the. I know you were assistant directing that with alongside the director Val Geist. And I got to know, how was it working on that? It's a hysterical film. Please let me know. I need to know. Huh?
I got nothing, Baron. But Boys in Blue, no. 82, no, nothing.
Nothing?
No, more Boys in Blue. I don't really think I was involved in that.
No?
No.
Nothing?
No, not that one. Maybe got me confused with someone else, perhaps?
I don't think so.
No, maybe a guy named Fraser, maybe?
I thought that was your first name. Fraser Andrew Copp, right?
No.
Oh.
No, not me. Not me.
Oh, Andy Copp, I'm sorry. I confused, and I still believe it was him. I just confused, you know. But piggies, next week we have White Pongo. Yes, let's cut to a little clip of that. Whew. Thank you for joining us again, piggies. And thank you, Andy Copp, for being on my show.
Well,
yes.
Thank you for having me, Baron.
Of course.
It was much fun.
Anytime.
It's good times.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Anyways, so I hope you tune in next week, little piggies. Yes, for White Pongo.
Oh, I like that one.
You like that one?
I like the White Pongo.
Good. Well, hopefully you tune in.
I'm gonna tune in. I'll watch it.
Bye-bye, piggies.
Spin to see what's going round. People talking about injustice, but you never hear their sound. People dying for no reason, as others turn their heads away.
Oh yes, a very fascinating career you've had.
It's been good. It's been good to me. I haven't made any money, but it's been good to me.
Well,
a lot of fans. They're nice
Yes.
people.
Well, you know, as horror hosts, we don't really make a whole lot of money, so I haven't.
You gotta get the money where you can find it.
That's
you know?
true. I have one little question, you know. I was just wondering how you got your own brand of hot fries. Tell me.
That's not me, Baron. It's a common mistake, but it's not me.
It looks just like you. You
it's
sure that's
maybe,
not you?
I think it's the hat, perhaps. You're
No,
getting you confused.
no, it's you.
No.
Tell me. Come on. You
I
get
mean,
that.
I'm hot like the fries, but it's not me. I don't think.
You get that. It's your Uncle Baron. You can tell me.
I mean, it's all right. You know who you need to talk to about getting your own thing. I mean, maybe you can do. You got some ideas about something like this?
Yeah, Baron Von Porkchop's pork grinds.
Okay.
Amazing.
You need to call Dale Grow.
Dale Grow.
Okay. And he's got him a sweatshop. With little kids that make these things. And so. No, listen, to follow through with it. If you're gonna do this, you gotta go the whole route.
I guess if you make
and
money.
he will. They cut the fries themselves, or they kill the piggies for what you're doing.
Yes.
And they pull the guts out. They're only about 4 or 5 years old, but they do the whole thing. And then they package them right up, and you two can make about 2 pennies a bag.
Okay, well maybe. I'll call him. Yes.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Dale Grow.
good guy, yes.
Yeah, good fella.
Okay.
Good fella, just like the mafia.
Hmm.